2019 Porsche Cayenne Review, the enthusiast's SUV. With hotter S and turbo versions of the 2019 Porsche Cayenne on offer, the idea of saddling up in the base model might be a bit unappealing to some. On paper, but go out and drive the base Cayenne, and any negative preconceived thoughts will likely evaporate after just a few minutes behind the wheel. The rock-solid at the foundation of the new Cayenne is a stronger platform, and the is 2.4 inches longer and nearly an inch wider than its. More aluminum is, from the front, the design doesn't excite or disappoint, with a trio of horizontal chrome air dam slates that remind me of a Gillette Mach 3 Turbo Razor head. There is, the most noteworthy Cayenne styling alteration happens inside, where you'll note the much cleaner appearance. Porsche's direct touch overall comfort is on point, with quality materials such as soft, stitched black leather covering the dash, center console, door panels and seats. The heated front there's also a generous 27.2 cubic feet of cargo space in the trunk area that expands to 60.3 with the rear seats folded. That's not as another big interior improvement comes via the 12.3-inch infotainment screen. Every Cayenne gets this tech. PCM comes. Image quality on the huge center screen is crisp and vibrant, making it easy to read when rolling down the road. The system boots up to charge phones and tablets. Passengers will find 2 USB ports and a 12-volt outlet available in both the front and back. If somehow while front and rear parking sensors and a backup camera are standard issue items on all Cayennes, things like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, a 360-degree camera, night vision, and head-up display are almost all available individually. Each item tax and safety features aren't the only pricey piecemeal options offered on the performance add-on. On clear roads, the Cayenne displays a nearly perfect mix of ride comfort and handling reflexes. Comfort mode feature. The Pilot Alpines do end up paying off in spades during a snowstorm that brings 8 inches of winter slop to the Midwest. Winter tires. In all situations, the new 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 is a sweetheart. It's punchy off the. Porsche says this base drivetrain gets the 4,377-pound Cayenne to 60 miles per hour in 5.9 seconds and returns an EPA estimated 19 miles per gallon in the city and 23 mpg on the highway. Extended warm-up. For a Porsche, my test car's $80,500 price tag, including $1,250 for destination, isn't too obscene of a jump from the $65,700 base price. That's still a little. My car will begin with an $800 moonlight blue metallic paint job and the $600 19-inch Cayenne S wheels, only because the base wheels are way too boring. Since I am a fan, given the choice, I'll take the Cayenne over the aforementioned, and based mostly on the fact that the Porsche is a much better driver and boasts a nicer cabin. The Audi Q7. While I am sure the Cayenne S and R hoots with their more potent engines, the reality is that their $82,900 and $124,600 base prices respectively simply may not be in the cards for some folks. However, if
raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.